Hello, I do welcome you to DoWithMe Channel. Today we are going to look at how to create MS Access database, and the area where we are going to focus is school database management system. So without wasting my time, let's get into it. If we go to new blank database, we give it a name as how you choose a location. I want to save it in my document folder, so I'll go to OK. Alright, it is not allowing me, so let me do away with this symbol. Alright, so now we are going to create our tables. This tutorial has been divided into three. We create tables, then we will create queries, then we go and create our forms. So for now, we are going to create table. The first table we are to create is the class table, because we have to get classes for the students. Go to, let me close this one. We go to create table. Then let's go to the design view, so that will be the classes. So the classes, we have class ID, auto number, we have class name, then that one short test. Okay, so we are done with the first table. Let's create another table. The second table we are going to create is billing type, because we will bill our students. So billing types. And these are the items. The first one is billing type ID, that will be auto number. Then bill type, that one to be a short text. We are going to create another table, that will be the billing itself. The first one we created was billing type, and now we have to create the billing itself. Billing ID, that one to leave it as auto number. Then billing date, you make it date and time. The next one will be bill type. The bill type, since we already have the billing type table, we have to get the values from that, and we are going to use a lookup. So I want the lookup for to get the values from another table or query. Go to next, and we want to get the values from the billing type. Next, then you want next. This one, let's make it ascending. Yeah, we want the billing type to be ascending, so that it will be easier for us to find what we want. Then finish. The next one is going to be bill amount. This one, I will make it currency. The next one is going to be bill term. the term for the school, since we have 3 terms. So here you will make it lookup, because we don't want to be typing them anytime we are filling or we are billing a class. So we will make it lookup so that we always get it from the drop down. This one, we are going to the next option. That's I will type in the values that I want. Here you have term 1. Finish. Let's come here. Let's come to the lookup settings. We don't want anybody to be able to change it or add other terms, since we have only 3 terms. So we will come here, limit to list. We change it to yes. Allow value list edit. We don't want anybody to change the value, so we will say no. Now the next one will be the billing or the bill year. We have to differentiate between, since this database can be used for over 10 years or so, depending on your choice. So we add bill year. The bill year, I want to make it calculated, so that we wouldn't be wasting our time to be typing the year or selecting the year. So we make it calculated, and this is what we are going to do. Calculated. So what are we going to do? It is going to be the year in which you are doing the billing. Then that will be the bill date, billing date. That is all. Just click OK, and we are done. And we are done with the billing. So this is the billing table, and we are done with it. So we can close it and go to the next table. The next table we are going to create is the students table. Go here, table, then go to the design view. The students table, the first one will be the student ID. This one I'm going to make it number. Yes, because since the student, they will be having admission number and the rest, I want to make it number, so that as we are going, we will not be entering it or we will not be typing it. It will be adding it automatically. So that's why I'm making it number. The next item will be first name, short text, last name too will be short text, then date of birth. That one we want date and time. The next one will be sex. The sex, I want us to use a lookup, since we don't want to be entering the text. So just enter, I will type in the values. We have female, male, then that is all. Finish. Since we don't want anybody to edit it, we go to the lookup and limit it. Yes, you don't want anybody to change it. Now the next one will be class. For the class, since we have a class table, we are going to get the values from there. So we use the lookup and go to next, choose the classes, next, then next. This one we don't want to sort it. Go to finish. We are done. The next will be guardian name. That one will be short text. The next will be relationship. The relationship we can use, I want us to use a lookup, since we cannot be typing them. So relationship, we type the value, say mother, father, aunt, uncle, sister. And that is it. That is so. Here to go to finish, and here we don't want anybody to edit it. You can also choose, maybe if there are other things you want to add in later, you can choose not to limit it. But for now, we are going to limit it. Yes, we don't want anybody to do any editing or addition. The next one will be residential, where the student stays. That one is going to be a short test. This one, since we don't know where the students will be coming from, it will be entered manually. The next one is going to be region. And this one too, we can make it a lookup. You can make it a lookup. You can also leave it like that, so that when you are doing admission, you can enter it. Okay. Then the next one is going to be the telephone. You can make it short text, and religion. The religion to let me make it lookup, or you can leave it that way, but let him make it lookup. You can add as many religion that you want. For this tutorial, let him use these 3, and I'm going to limit it to the list. Yes, no. All right, and the next one is going to be the student picture. This one too, I'm going to make it a short test. This time, we don't want to store the pictures or images into the database. We want to store the pictures of the students into the computer. That's why I'm making it a short test. Okay, so this is the student database. This is the student, the student table. Yes, we are done with the student table. We save it. Then the next table we are going to do is payment, because students, they have to pay school fees, they have to pay bills and other things. So we'll go to table, then that one will be payment. So the payment, we have payment ID. We leave it to be auto number, student ID. This one, since we have student table, we are going to get the values from there. We use lookup. The next, students, next, and the ID, next, yes. Then the next one is going to be payment date. That one is date and time. Payment time. That one too is going to be the same date and time. Then payment type. This one too is, we are going to get the values from the bill type. The bill type. And this one we can make it in ascending order, the bill type in ascending order, so it will be easier for us to look at it. The next one is going to be amount paid. This is going to be currency. Then payment term, using lookup. Finish, limit it. The next one is going to be payment year. For the term and the year, since we've done it before, we will not waste much time. So this one will be year to bracket payment date. Okay. so that automatically when we just start entering, it will automatically be calculated. The next table we are going to create is expenses, because as students are paying fees, as bills are collecting, it must be used, and that's what we are going to create. So the next table will be our expenses table. So we have we leave it to be auto number, expenses, date to be date and time. The next one is expenses, item description, like what item are we spending on. Item, that one will be short test. That's the item you are spending on. Then what amount did we spend on that item? So amount spent. This one will be currency. The next one will be expenses term. You use lookup, yes. But you can see that this is the term. We've added the terms about 3 times, but this one you can make it simple by creating a table for the terms, so that you'll be linking or getting the terms value from there, instead of always using the typing it for 3 times. You can do that, so you can choose to do so. Let me limit it. Yes. The next one will be expenses year. And that is it for the expenses. So let's close it. All right, so these are the tables we are going to use for now, but in the process, as we are going on, if there will be a need for us to add other tables, we will do so, because sometimes we will need to create a login screen or a security for our database, and that's where if we get to that point, we can do so. But for now, these are the tables that we will need for our database management system. This brings us the end of part 1. And the part 2, we are going to look at how we are going to create different queries which we will be using. So please, if you're not subscribed, hit on the subscribe button, like and share for the next upcoming tutorial. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Hello, welcome back once again. This is the part 2 of how to create MS Access database under School Database Management System. In part 1, we created all the tables that we will need, and in this part 2, we are going to create the various queries that will let our database work the way we want it to be. And if you've not watched the part 1, I will encourage you to go and watch it so that you come and continue from here. But before we continue, or before we start creating the queries, there are some data I want us to add. To save time, when it comes to the students data, the students table, I've already added the data. But there are some, I've added the data in the students and the classes too. I've added the billing type to, I've added that one. But for the billing table, we are to do it together. I want us to do it together. But before we do that, when we come to the billing date, here it means we will always be entering the date, which I think is tiresome and time wasting, whilst we can do it automatic. In that case, you will go to the design view, then click on the billing date, and come down here to the default value. Then we enter date, open and closing parenthesis. All right, now let's go and see how it looks like. All right, so here it means we will not be always typing the date. Just go to the bill type, maintenance fee for the class 1. How much are they paying? Let's say 100. The term is term 1. Then go to the next item is pause, the same class 1. How much are they paying? 150, the same term 1. Then the next item will be tuition fee, the same class. All right, term. The next item is going to be maintenance. This time we are moving to the next class 2. So this one you do it for all the classes that you have, since you are billing them. Then make it class 2. But if you don't want to separate them, you can just make them one. You add all the bills that the students are paying, then you put them as one bill. So maybe class 1, you give them, you add all the bills that they have to pay, then you just write, so that it be only class 1, you have one bill for them. But this one is being made purposely for those who have multiple bills for students to pay. Then we are done with class 2. We go to class 3. The same term. As for the year, like part 1, I told you, we've made it calculated, so automatically that one will be done for us. We will not go there and waste any time there. The last item for class 3 will be tuition fee. And when we are done with this one, it means we are done for the classes. But if yours is more than the 3 classes I have here, it means you have to continue. Now we are done. Let's go. The next one we are going to do is to do some 1 or 2 payments before we continue. And when you open the payment table, like I said, the payment date, the payment time, we can make all of them automatic for us, so that we wouldn't waste my time to be entering the date and the time. The date, we come to the default value. And the time to come to the default value. Here, instead of date, we will just enter time. Yes, now let's go and do some payment. All right, so we have the date and the time here. We wouldn't waste my time to be entering those data. For the student, we have to start paying or receiving payment. Now here, only the ID, the student ID, that is showing, which I don't want it that way, because here it will be confusing. If you don't know the exact ID of the student, you struggle, and we have a way to fixing this one. Let's go to the design view. Then we select the student ID. We come down here to look up, and now we go to row source. We select it and come to the 3 dots here. Here we are going to add the first name and the last name. Let's close this one. Yes, we have to save changes to it. Now down here we go to column count. We make it 3 since we've added 2 more. Now here we will make it the column width, we will make it 1. That's 1 for the student ID, 2 for the first name, and 2 for the last name. And we want the column heads to be shown so that we will know what is the first name and what is the last name. Let's go back and see. So now the student ID, let me open it a bit. Student ID, can see the names, the first name, the last name, and the rest. Yes, so just select. In this one there wouldn't be any mistake, because the student you select, you know exactly whom you are dealing with. You go to the payment type. payment type is maintenance fee. How much is paying? 100. The term is term 1. As for the year, we will not waste much time here. The next one would be, let me do another for the same person. This time is going to be tuition fee. This one you don't have to be always clicking and dragging. The moment you just type the first letter, it will bring it. Then you select, you press the tab, and you go your way. Then the tuition fee 120, the same term. Now let me pay another one for the next person. To which fee is the person paying? Let's say sports. So how much is the person paying? And the same term 1. Let's maintain this 3 for now. Yes. Now that we are done with our tables, it is now time for us to start creating our queries. The first query we are going to create is about the totality of the bills that students are to pay. Go to query design. Now here we will add the billing table. The items we will need. The items we will need the class, the bill amount, term, and year. Now let's view it and see. Yes, these are the bills for the classes, but it is confusing because class 1, we don't want it that way. You have to sum up so that each class will have its total bill. You go up here, click on total. Now you come to bill amount. You click on down here, select the drop down, then we sum it up. Now let's go and see. All right, now you can see that all the classes, the bills have been summed up, and class 1, class 2, class 3. You can save this one as bill query. The next item we are going to create is to payment query, and that one you go to create, go to design, query design. Now the first we will add the bill query that we just created. Then it come to classes and students, then payment. All right, we are to link the billing query we created to the class since they have something in common. All right, now we are going to add the student ID. Add the first name, last name here, then the class. It has appeared twice, so let me delete one. The class and the bill amount, sum of bill amount. Let's view and see. All right, so now we have first name, last name, class, bill, sum of bill amount. And the next one is for the term. You can add the term. As for the arrangement, the term, or better still, we can make the amount paid come, then the term, the year. You can also make the balance come before the term and the year. That one, it depends on you yourself. So when we go to view, you can see now that here the bill amount is 450. Don't worry, since we have 450 here, we work on it and you understand. Yes, and the term 1 the year. Now let's go to the design view and deal with the balance. The balance, we'll enter balance. So the balance, we will bring colon, then we come to the builder, code builder. Then we are going to subtract the sum of the total amount paid from the total, sum of bill amount. In that case, we will go and get that one from the billing query. So here, just enter billing as query. Because there's no space here, that's why it is not popping up. So billing dot, that's sum of bill amount minus, you have sum payment dot amount paid. You close it, close the parenthesis, and we are done. Now if you try to view it, it will not allow, because this one is an expression. What we will do is come here, we click on the total, then here we select expression, and under the amount paid, because we are summing it, we have to come to sum and we sum it. Go to open a view, and we can see that now only 2 people have made a payment. Kofi and Sa. You see, in the first one it will appear twice, but now since we are summing the amount paid, now it has added the 2, making 220 minus 150, and the balance is for 230. Like I said, the balance is here. We can bring it near after the amount paid. So you select this one, we click and drag, and let's see. All right, so that is it. This is the payment query, and you can save it. Click on OK. The next item is to create a query to check those who are owing to a school fees, those who are owing any fee or any bill in the school. This one we are not going to create. We're just going to make a copy of the payment query, and just give it a new name, payment debt query. Just save it, and we open it. So when we open it, you go to design view, then under the sum of bill amount, we have to write some command here. You have to write some command or criteria here. So it will be less than instead of we are going to amount paid. Yes, we are going to amount paid. So it's going to be some, let's use the border here, it's less than sum of bill amount. Yes, if it is less than sum of bill amount. All right, now let's view it and see. The same thing, nothing shows. We have to do something with the joints. So now here the payments and the joints, this one is only those who have paid, that name are showing. But we want, even if you've not paid anything, your name should show. So we go to the join, and we choose include all records from students and only those records from payments where the joints are equal. Okay, now let's view and see. So it is not showing. Let's come here and add another command like is null, and now let's see. You can see all those who have not paid, their names are showing, and we can do extra thing to it. We come here, then we select descending. It means those who have paid some, their names will come up, and those who have not paid any, their names will come down. This is the payment debt query, and we are going to save it. The next query we are going to create for the table is to check or calculate the age of each and every student. So we go to create, we go to query design. Now we come to, we add the students. It's only students, we don't want payment. The students, and now we add everything here. We come here, then we have to calculate the age. So the age, let me zoom it so that it will be bigger enough, and let me increase the font. All right, so the age formula is going to be date diff bracket open quotation 4y another quote, then the next item will be date of birth, comma, then now bracket open bracket close, then bracket close. Go to OK, and we can let's first check it and see. The date of birth is not showing. It means the date of birth I didn't enter it correctly. Let's go. Okay, let's check it here. Date of birth, there's no hyphen in the date of birth. We have to go and do the correction here. The date of birth, no hyphen. Okay, let's view it and see. Right now, here comes their ages. If we want to add the years old, we can do so. Go to design view, and here, let me zoom it. Zoom, and I'll just add the ampersand and years old. Click on OK. Now let's view and see. Alright, so now 16 years old, 15 years old, 15, 14 and 16 years old. This is the query to check for the date of birth of students. Now let's go and save it. The next query we are going to create, since we have expenses table, automatically we will be doing accounting for any money which is spent. So the first one, we will go to create another query, then we bring the expenses here, then the first item will be expenses term, expenses here, and the amount paid. So we come here, expenses term, expenses here, and the amount paid. Let's go and do some expenses and see. Now the date, this one, to let me do the same thing to it. The date should have a default date. So item description, maybe ball, and the amount spent was 300. Term 1. As for the year, and the next item was that one too was 100. Same term 1. Alright, now let's. Alright, so now when we come here, you can see that the expenses that we spent, the items we spent on, they are here. So here we will go to sum. We are going to sum up and come here and sum it up. We run it. Alright, so for term 1, the amount we spent is what? 400 cedis. You have to save it and give it a name. Termly expenses query. Then we have to do another one for the payment. Since we have to do some balancing, we go to create and go to query design, we have to bring the payment here. So the first one, payment term, payment year, and amount paid. This one we will do the same thing. Here is it. You have to sum up. Alright, so now we can save that one too. Timely payment query. Now the next one, we are going to create another query for the accounting. We are going to create another query for the accounting. So this how it's going to be. Go to query design. This time we'll bring the two queries, the timely queries we've just created. Alright, these are the two queries we just created. So the payment, the first item will bring the payment term, then the expenses year, then the next one is going to be sum of payment, sum of amount paid, then the last one will bring the sum of amount what spent. Bring the sum of amount spent. So when we bring it this way, now, alright, so here this is term 1, the year, the sum of amount paid. This is the amount paid, sum of amount spent. So there, here it means you spend more than the amount that has been paid. Now we have to do the balancing. Go to the balance. Let's use the builder. So the balance, we will go to timely payment dot sum of amount paid minus timely expenses dot sum of amount spent. Then you close the parenthesis, you go to OK, and now we come here. Let's try and view. It will not allow, so we will go to maybe closing tag. Alright, let's go to the builder and see. Timely sum of I don't have to add a closing tag here. Alright, now let's view and see. Alright, so now when we did the deduction and the calculation, there is what? Which means the school is owing 80 cedis. He spent more than he should have spent. Now let's save it and give it a name, accounting. Accounting. Alright, this brings us to the end of this part. These are the few queries that we've created, but as we are going, if the need comes for us to create additional or more queries, we will do so. But for now, these are the queries we have created for our database. And the next part, in part 3, we are going to create the various tables, the various forms. You can see that when we were adding data to the tables, we were struggling. But when we start creating forms and using forms to enter data, you will see that the database, you will see how simplicity the database will look like. Please, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly subscribe, like, share, and click on the notification bell for future tutorials. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching till this time. Until we meet again, bye bye. This is the part 3 of how to create MS Access database under school database management system. This lesson, we are going to create the various forms that we will need to make our database user friendly. The first form we are going to create is for the billing. So we go to create and we go to form design. You can use the form wizard, like when you go to create, you can use the form wizard, that's here. You click on it and you continue from there, but I mostly do my forms using the form design. When we get here, we come back to the right side, you go to the data, Then under the data, we go to record source. We click on the drop down to select billing because we are doing the first data for the billing. Now we go to form design up here and we go to add existing fields. So here, as for the billing ID, since it is auto number, I don't want to include it. I'll start from the billing date to, then I'll press the shift key and click the last item, that's the bill year, and drag. It didn't work that way. Now I'll click here, press the shift key, then I drag it here. Yes, now right click, go to the layout and choose stack. I'll come back to arrangement here, then the control margin, I'll make it medium, then go to format. The font I'll increase, make it 12, then the color I'll choose black or automatic, the same thing. Yes, now I'll right click and go to size, then fit. So that I want the sizes to fit to the text. But here I have to make some adjustments here. Position it here, then this one, let me stretch it small, expand it. The billing date, can make it just date. The bill type, the class, bill amount, let me space it. The bill term, I can make it just term. The bill year, can make it just year. You see, I'm only changing the items on the left side. For the right side, don't go there, because if you go there, you change the address of the that field. Yeah, change the address of that field. So here I'll have to stretch it a bit, and maybe here is okay. Now okay, so here I'm going to right click in the middle, then I come here, form header and footer. Yes, let me bring this one up here. So here I'm going to add colors to the form header. You see, I want to, there's a shortcut. If I want to go to the properties, I can double click, or I can right click and go to properties, or better still, come to form design, then go to properties. Yes, so these are the various ways you can go to the properties. So when I come to the properties, under the format, I'll click on the format, then we come here, back color. The back color, I'll click on it and choose our preferred color that we want. Choose the preferred color that we want. I'm going to choose orange, then down here to choose the same color. All right, and yeah, so here I want us to do some other adjustment here. We come to the format. Looking at the top here, here is the detail, but we want the form, the overall form. You come up here, you click on this one, then you see the form, the overall form has been selected. Now we come to the format and we come down to record selector. I'll say no. The navigation, no. The scroll, no. All right, now let's view and see. This is how the form looks like. But for the date picker, since the date is automatic, this one we call it date picker. When you click on it, the date will pop up and you choose the date you want. We don't want that one to show, so you select that one. You go to show date picker, then you click here, never. You don't want it to show. Yes, so you come here, since there's no date picker here. The next thing we will do is go to other. This one, I'm talking much about the first table because the previous table we go through all these things, so we didn't waste my time talking about it. I'll just be speeding up and be creating. That's why I'm taking my time to take you through how we are doing, or we are going by this table, this form. So when we come to the other, now take note, don't be confused. You see, when we came to the other, look at the details or the information here. This information goes to the date text box. Yes, the date, billing date text box. That to see what you are working on, when you look up here, you can see that yes, the billing date test box is what is selected. So to work on the form, you come up here, you click on the form, or better still, you can click on the drop down. Now the bill date is selected, can click on the drop down, then you come to form. So when you come to form, automatically the form will be selected. Go to pop up, select yes, and you go to cycle or records, you select current record. Yes, current record. Now let's view it and see. Yes, now here is what this is what it looks like. Let's do the final thing, then we go up here. We have to give it a name or a heading or a title. This one is bill students. Let me change the font size, 14, black, bold. Then the alignment, I'll make it center. All right. So let's see. Yes, bill students. Then let's go to, after billing, you have to save it. So you have to add a button here. So this button, come to record operations, then go to add new record. Then here you say save record, finish. Now change the font to off, then the background, the back color, let's make it white. Then the back color is it white? Yes, white. The border color, let's make it in the same orange color. Then the black. All right, so now let's see. Good. The color here, let's make it white. So here, when it comes here, when we get here, it's about your creativity. Yes, it's about your creativity. I think, let's say the white is there. Yes, I can make it black. I think the black is clearer than the white. Now, since this one will be using it to add bills, go to data. In this one, the details is selected. You click and go to form. Then go to data entry. Yes, we want to use it to accept bills. We want to use it to add bills to the database. So when we come here, now we can see that the table is now empty. The table is now empty. By looking at the date, since the date is auto-generated, we can log that part so that it wouldn't be focusing on that. The date is auto-generated. So go to design view, right click, go to design view, then the date part, you come to data, enable. No, we don't want to enable. I double click to change it, then log yes. So when we open it, now the first part or the first field or test box that is activated is the bill type. You just click, you select, and you go. When you are done, you click on save. We are done. So now we have to give a name to it. You have to give a name to it. This one is what? Add bill. You save it, and you see that is shown up here. You can close it. The next item we are going to do is we have to show the bills, all the bills that have been added. So go to create, and now form design, come to data, select that's billing, we go to add existing fields. So like we did the first, You press the shift key and select the last item. You bring the first one. When we went to layout, we selected stack. This time we are going to select it. We are going to select tabular. Tabular. You come here, change the font to 12. The color, yes. Now let me make some adjustments here. All right, so now this one, let me bring it up here. I'll click and select, and then I go to arrange, margin, medium. Then I right click and go to the size, fit. Yes, so build it, build type. The build type, let me increase it. So I'm pressing the shift plus right arrow key. The build date, let me adjust it here, make it just date. The build type, yes, build amount, term. This one just term that we want. Then the year, this one just year that we want. And now since it's a tabular, let me, all right, so now here I want to change the color. The color, you can choose any color of your choice. Any color of your choice. So back color, I'll choose the same thing. Then this one to the same color. Now, when we come to the default view, now let's go. When I click here, see, this is how it is. It is showing only one item or one bell that is here, and this again the date to the date picker has shown. You have to work on it to deal with it. Go to the date, show the date picker, you double click, say never, and now we come, you click, select the form, the entire form, and we go to the default view. Like default view, instead of single form, you click and choose continuous form. So let's see now all the forms, all the bells that we've added are shown here. This one, since we are viewing all the bells, we don't want to add additional bells here. If we want to add, we will go to the add bell to add. So the bottom line, this one allows us to add more bells to the form. But we don't want it that way. If we want to do any addition, we will use the add bell form. So here we have to do away with the add bell. So go to design view, go to data, then data entry. No, we don't want to use it to enter data. Allow additional allow additions. You go to no. Yes. So now you can see that yes, it is no more there. Now if you want to delete, you can use this one. You press the delete key. You click and you press the what? Delete key. You can also do any changes to it. That is it. So now let's come up here. I'll select, then go to format. Let's make it bold, then center it, and the bottom here too, I'll select align left. This is what I want it to be. Yes, so that is it for the all bells. So we are going to save it as all bells, then go to OK, close it. The next item, we are going to the bell type. Too, we are going to add the bell type. Go to create this one. Since it's only one item, you can use the form wizard. So you want only this one. And columnar, we have different types. You have tabular, you have data sheet, we have justified. The columnar is what we used first for the add bell. The tabular is what we just used. That's for the all bells. The data sheet is there and the justified is there. So we go to the columnar. Then This one, the title, I'll say add bill type. Add bill type, go to finish. So this is it. Now you see we are going to do some adjustment here. We click on the design view and we click here, we adjust the size. This one too, I have to adjust the size. I'm using the shift plus top arrow key, bring it here. Add bill type. Now here, let me right click, and I always like using the stack layout, because that one, it always is not stressful compared to doing it individual. To me personally, I like using that one, because if I use that one, when you select a text box, it always, or when you are working with a text box like here, if you reduce it, it goes with, if you reduce the holder, it goes with the text box. That's why I always prefer, you see, but if not, let me right click, go to control margin. Okay, medium is selected, so I right click and go to a size fit to it. Yes, now let me stretch it once more. As for the form, you need to, alright, so here let me open. Yes, we need to come down here. Let me change the font. 20 is too much, at least 14 is okay. Make it bold, then center it, change the color to black, and right click, go to size fit. Let me reduce this once more. Now the color, will make it same, the orange we are using, and here too, or make it the same orange we are using. When I'm done, go to form design, add a button like we did for the, go to record, add new record. This one is save record, finish. Good format, font make it 12, make it black, the back make it white, and the border make it orange. So the next item, now let's go to other, then you go to the form, select the form and make it pop up. Yes, good format. The record selector, no. The navigation button, no. Scroll bars, no. Minimum and maximum, you can leave it like that. So now let's go. This is it. Since we are adding, you have to go and turn on the add data entry. Yes. Now here we are done with it. Now this one I don't want it. Let's come here, right click, go to change to, first one was what? Okay, but I don't want it. We want it to be text box like we want it. Yes, that is it. Now let's close it, save. The next is we want to view the all the bills. We want to view all the bills. So this one, you go to create form design. Then this one we will, okay, let me use the wizard to create the form wizard, the billing. Let me add all. Next, this time we are going to use tabular. Next, then all bills, all bill types. Okay, now this is it. So the first one we have tuition fee, the second one maintenance fee, the third one we have what, sports fee. There's the tabular. Now let me make some adjustments here. 12 black, and down here let me make it the arrangement, go to medium and right click, go to size fit. Yes, let me push this one maybe here. Yes, okay. Then this one too, let me bring it here so that it can, then the all billing type, let me change the font to 14 like we've been using. Black fit. Yes, so this one too, I'll go to format, and the top, let me make it 1.5, so that there will be additional space up there. Then let's make it bold, and the top here make it orange like always. Then here to make it orange, the same thing, orange. And the form, we go to continuous here. This one is already in continuous form. We come here, the border style, the record selector. So here the scroll, since there may be more than plenty bell types, you just click here and select vertical only. Yes, you have to go and work with the all bells. Yes, that one we have to make it vertical. Now let's see. Yes, these are all the billing type, but like we did for the all bells, you have to do away with the new or the addition. Go to data, add addition, double click to change it to no. Yes, so that is it. Go to close. Yes, now let's come here. Yes, so the all bills, you come to the format. Now the scroll, you want to show only the vertical only. Yes, now you close it. Now that we are done with the billing, the bill type, add bill type, yes, and all bills. Now we come to the class. The class and the bill type, think they are the same, so I'll just make a copy of it and just say add class. Then so I'll right click, go to the design view. So here, instead of the bill type, I'll go to the data, select classes, then the add existing, this one, instead of the bill type, you say class name, then this one too, instead of the bill type, I'll say class name. All right, so that is it. Then add class. Good. So we are done. Go to view, and that is it. Let me save it. Yes, so here, but you see, when this one is add class, and when I open it, on top here you can see add bill type. Let's correct this one. So this one, you go to click on the form, double click on the form, then we go to format, and the caption, you say add bill type. You can just change it, and that is it. Let me close it. Yes, and open it again. You can see add class has been corrected. Then all bill types, all billing type. Okay, I'll copy, Control C, Control V, then say all classes. Click on OK. Now I'll right click to work on it. So come to data. The data, instead of the billing type, choose classes. Then we go to add existing first. So here you see when we change the record source, seeing this one as is warning us. It's warning us. So here you make it class name, and this one will be this one will be class ID. Yeah, class ID. The same thing here, you change class ID. Then we come here to bill type. So the bill type will be class name. The same thing, change this one to class name. Here you make it align left. Good. And make it bold. All right, so now, and I'll change the heading to all classes. Let's view and see. Yes, and you can see that all billing type 2 is showing here, like we did for the bill type. Let's go to form properties. This one we can double click, like I showed you the format, then just change the billing type to all classes. All right, now we are done with it. Yes, all the classes. Since we have 3 classes, these are what is showing. These are what is showing. Let me go to all billing type and see the bill type ID. I have to work it here. I have to make some changes. You just make it ID. Then the bill type. Let me align it to the left. I have to align this one to the left. Okay, good. Now can save this one. We are done with billing type classes. Then we come to expenses. Expenses, we go to create, form design, then go to data, expenses, then you go to add expenses date. As for the IDs, since they are auto numbers, don't want us to be wasting our time, so go to layout and start this one, the same thing we are doing. So I'll speed up without wasting my time here. You can follow. If you have any question, you can just put it in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer you. That's why the same thing. That's why I'm not talking here. Like the same thing. Now you can see when we made a change to this one, the size has been bigger than the other. So just select all, or right click, go to size, then go to the shortest. So it comes back to normal. So now we can extend this one depending on how you want it to be. To add one more. All right, so now you come to the, as for the date, since it is automated, you just lock it and that is it. You come to form design, we add a button to save it. Go to record operation, add new record, Yes, I'm using add new record because when you just save it, it has to move to the next empty space so that you can add as many records you want. Save. Go to next, finish. Change like we've been doing. Repeat the same thing. Then double click, go to data entry. Yes, you want to add data to it. Then you go to form header. Let me reduce this one and reduce this one too. So here to go to the format, change the background to same color. You can choose any color of your choice. So I don't want to be wasting my time on the form design. That's why I want to make it simple and fast. Now this one is what? Add expenses, format. Now we go to other pop-up. Yes, current record. Then come here. No. All right, so this is it. Yes, this is it. Then you can save it as add expenses. You close it. The next one is all expenses, because when we add, we have to view all the expenses. Go to form design, then data, select expenses, and you go to add existing. This one just like we did for go to tab layout to be tabular. Yes, this one, go to properties, format the top. Like from the top you want to make it 1.5. The font, make it 12 black. Arrangement, margin, medium. Right click, fit. Then yes, so here we want only the date, item description, amount spent, term, and this one is what? The year. Yes, I have to open it. Good. Now the year, to let me reduce it here. Okay, since S a tabular, make it continuous form. Double click to change it to continuous. So here, change the back color to be same color. Like I said, you can choose any color of your choice. For the sake of this tutorial, I want to make it simple so that we can move on faster and faster. Go to the other pop-up. Yes, current records, format. Then we go to this one, record selector, navigation. No. Then go to scroll, that's vertical only. Yes, now let's see. All right, you don't want any addition, so we go to, since we have form to add data. No. Go to here. Yes, these are the date picker too. We don't want it, so let him do away with it. Go select that date picker, go to format, then for date never. Yes, that is it for the add expenses. So go to save all expenses here. So this one to be all expenses. Okay, and we save it. The next item, you have add expenses. The next item is what? Payment. The next item is payment. But before the payment, I want us to do the students form before we come to the payment. So we'll go to create. Now go to form design, go to data, select the student. Yes, so the student form, you go and add the student ID. This one will include the ID, since the ID is not a number, it's not auto number. And so go to layout, stack, and you choose the arrangement is medium, and format 12, font size black. Alright, so now go to size and resize it, the same thing like we've been doing. So now you come here, you want it to start from here, and we have student ID, first name, you want the last name to join it here. From here, date of birth, then the sex2 will come here, class, guardian name, yes, relationship, residential, region, telephone, yes, and the student picture. All these things we don't need them. Good. Now we have to expand it. This one is, instead of student ID, you make it admission number. Then this one will be first name, date of birth, class, guardian name, residential, telephone, student picture, come to the last name, then relationship, region. All right, now we have to increase this one small. Let me increase this one. Okay, yes, okay. Then I'll right click, go to size to the widest, so that they will all be the same. They will all be, no, I shouldn't have increased this one. Instead of this, I have to increase, because this is what, yes, we go to widest. Yes, good. And that is it. By looking at this one, let's view and see. Yes, this is what it is. This is what it is. And the student picture and the rest. All right. Now, this one is the class, and this one, okay. So now we can bring this one down here and go to form design, add a button to this. Go to form record, next, save, go to next, finish. A good format, change white, black, then the border, make it orange. Now double click here, come to other pop-up, yes, the record, one current record, then we come to record selector, no, we come to scroll, no. So let's see, yes, this is it. Let's add the header and footer. Background, go to orange, same thing, orange. Now let's add admit students. Good. Now you go to format, change the font size to 14, then make it bold, right click and resize it. Let's view and see. Yes. The next item is to add a field for their picture. Yes, because we have student picture here. Yes, we have student picture here. So we have to add a holder. You go to form design, we click on the drop down, then we go to image, click on it, then we draw. You draw accessor, what the size you want your picture to be. You draw. This one, you want it to be square or rectangular. Let's make it. Let's view and see. There's nothing showing because the border is thin. Let's change the border. So let's say the border format. Go to border, choose the same orange, and let's see. All right, so this is it. But let me open it a bit so that here, yes, looking at, you have 2 lines. Okay, here is okay. Then we add a button. We add a button to it. This time we are not going to use the default buttons. I'll cancel it because the default button, like part 1, I told you that the student pictures, we are not going to save them in a database. We are going to save them in the we are going to save them on the computer. That's why instead of choosing the attachment, we chose short text, and here we are going to use what we call a VBA code to upload our pictures. So here we have to go change the font to 12, color white, then yes, now we come to caption, upload picture. All right, now this one I have to give it a name. So the name will be, we go to other, student img, student img. Even the name self is not necessary, so I'll go to data. Now that I've selected, I'll go to data, the control source. I'll just enter equal to student picture. This one, equal to student picture. Yes. So now we are done with it. Leave the code. We are going to use VBA code. Since we started creating the forms, we've not used the VBA code. So this is the first time. So come with me as we go. You right click, go to form build event, go to build event. You can also click on this one. You come to event, then on click. That's when you click on it, what should happen? You click the drop down and select event procedure, or you can click on 3 dots to bring you back to where we went first. Then since we want to use code, go to code builder, go to create. But before then, you see in this one, the private sub, this one we have command 88 and the rest is confusing. So let me close this one and close this one too. Go back to give it a name, a proper name. You go to other, then this one, go to upload btn, that's button, upload picture, upload picture button. Good. So now that we are done, we can now go back, right click, go to build event, and here the first one we don't want it. So here's where we are going to enter our code. Let me maximize it so that it will take over the entire space. But before we do so, there are some one or two things we have to check. You go to tools, then you go to references. So the references, we want Microsoft Office library, Microsoft Office 16 library to be checked. Now it is not here, so we go down, Microsoft Office 16 object library. There is it. So you click on it, then you go to OK. The first thing I want us to do is to write a code to check errors. In case there's error in our upload, the error handler will take care of it. So that one, the code will be on error, resume, next. And the next one is to declare our variable. So that to declare a variable, we use a keyword called dim. So that dim will be picture upload as office dot, make it office dot file dialog. Then you set our pick upload as, set it as application dot file dialog into brackets. You choose the first one. 4 options here. You choose the first one, then you close the bracket. The next one is to pick upload dot allow multi select. You don't want it to, you want it to select one image at a time, so you don't want it to select more than one image. Then you have to give it a condition. If pick upload dot show, then me dot student picture dot value is equal to pick upload dot selected items. Then you see when we got here, the selected item, we chose we selected the first one. So here we just write 1 and we end the if. When you start if, you have to end it with if. This is it, as simple as ABC. So to check whether there's error in our code, you go to debug and go to compile. There's nothing happened, so it means our code is okay. Let me close it. Now let me save our form first before we try it. So this one is admit student. Good. Okay, now let's go. Here you go to upload. So upload, you have to go to pictures, and the pictures, you go to, there's my picture, so I'll click on OK. Now you see this is it. But looking at the student picture here, the address, the image address is showing. You don't want it this way, so you have to hide that one. Go to, but before then, let me clean this one, only even one letter from it. Let me clean, and you will see it is gone, because this is the address. So if you want it to come back, go to upload, then you select the image, click on OK, and we are done. So now let's go back here. You go to format, then the visible, you double click to turn it to what? No. Double click, turn it to what? No. So now nothing is shown here. When you are done, just go to save. But one more thing, here we want to, since we are to use to admit students, we want to make it to accept new record. Yes, we want to turn on the new record field. Data entry, yes, this one is new, so we change it to what? Yes. And looking at the student ID, the admission number, like I said, we chose number. We didn't choose auto number, we chose number because we want the numbers to be increasing if any student comes, because maybe when you get about 1,000 students, or let's say 500 students, you wouldn't be able to know the last number you admitted. In that case, it will be a trouble. That's why I will choose numbers, so that the database will take care of that. And this one is about 2 or 1 line code that we are going to add to where take care of that. So now let's go to view. Yes, since it is a new data, and this one too is 0 0. But let me close this one. Yes, and go to the students. Go to the design view. So the design view here, the format for the student ID, you can make it 0 0 0 0. How many zeros? You have what? 4 zeros. So when we come to the view, since has been added the 0 zeros to it. The way you want it to be, you can make it that way. So now let me close it. And we go to the student admit student. Okay, here is it. Let me open it. And now let's see. This one, what we will do is that the student ID, we want to lock it. We want to lock, since it will be added automatically. We want to lock it, and we can even change the color. Yes, can even change the color. Yeah, this one is okay. Now what we are going to do is you go to the save record. Before we save, we want the database, the system, to check the last number or the last student, the last admission number, so that it will add +1 to it. That's what I want it to be. So right click, you go to build event. Now this one, you have to go to event. You see, because we use the default button, that one, the default button uses macros. So that's why it sent us to the macro. We don't want to use macro, we want to use a VBA code to do so. So right click, we click on it, you go to event, then on click, you click the drop down and use the event procedure, go to the double. Then now it brings us back to our VBA code. What we will do is that we have to declare a variable. The variable, that is the student ID. We want to set it to NZ into bracket D max. That is the maximum value of student ID. From where? From the students table. From the students table. So if there's no value, then it should return 0. Then since we want to add 1 to it, we add 1 to it. That is it. Then the message box, it should give us a message that it has been saved. Then we want to VB OK only. Then the title of or the name of your database, the name is what? School so you can give it any name of your choice. So when we are done, we want it to go to new record, like to clear the form, so that we can add another. So this one to another code that will do, go to record. Then which record? We want it to go to what? A new record. Then when it is done, we want the cursor to return back to the first name. So me dot first name dot set focus. This is it. And let's check if there's any error. Since no error is shown, it means that is it. We are done. Now let's go and check it and see. So the first name, this one, since it is logged, let me change the color. I want to, this one is too much. Okay, so now we are going to do admission. So the first name, good. Now we have to upload the picture. You can go to upload, we add any picture, but since we don't have a picture here, go to save. So saved successfully. Now let's go the last item. Now let's save it and go to the students. You see the last one, it has added by look at where it came. That's Ama Sapoma. Yes, now here it came Ama Saba. Instead of maybe go to number 6, is where it is, and there's not what we want. Let me delete it and go and fix it. Alright, so now let's go to the add students, admit student. So admit student, I'm going to delete this one and go to the add tab and re-add it again. Let's see. Now let's view it. Alright, so now the 00 is showing. Okay, so let's lock it like we've been doing. Lock it, yes. As for the date picker, say I don't like that one. Let me do away with it. Yes. So now I've seen where the problem is coming from. You see, this variable we are declaring, there's no item in the student table called student. There's no item, so we make it student ID. Yes. So the student ID will give us what we want. So now let's go and see. So here we close it and we open it to admit a student. So the student will be okay. Now we go to save record. Yes, you can see it has added to it. Go to okay. That is it. Now let's close and go to the students table. Can see that yes, it has added to the number 6. So this one will help us not to be always going back to check the last person. And let me add another person and we see admit student. So the one will be right. So now that I'm done, go to save. You see now we are on number 7. So there is what I wanted us to do, so that we wouldn't be going over and over to check the admission number of students. Go to, so here the student ID, let me make it admission number. And let me close it. Alright, so the next one is going to all students. Go to create form design, then go to data, select student, then go to add existing field. Here the student picture, we don't need it here. So we go to layout, stack. No, we don't want stack. We want it to be tabular. Yes. Change the font size and color. Then you go to arrangement. This one, make it medium. Right click, fit. So now here, want to. All right. And this one, I'll make it. The top, make it 2. So we get enough field for the. Looking at here, it has gotten to 38. But there's a trick here I want us to do. I don't want us to bring all the student details here. Just want the student ID, that's the admission number, the first name, okay, the last name, date of birth, sex, so neither male or female, the class, good. I want only this ones, so the rest let me, okay, the telephone to guardian, the first name and the last name, let me increase, good, widest, yes. So here the sex, the class, and the rest, guardian name, let me do away with them, yes. So now just come here, okay. So here what I want us to do is that change the background color, make it same orange, and here to make it the same thing like we've been doing for the other forms. Then the form, make it continuous form. Then this one, record selector, yes, navigate, you don't want this one, so this one to want the vertical only. Then go to pop-up, yes. Since all students, go to data, we don't want any addition of data, click on it, yes. So these are the students we have, these are the students we have. Now let's add the heading. The heading is going to be all students. Now make it 14, black and bold. So here just save it as all students. All students. Since we didn't add all the students information here, I did it for a purpose, and that's what we are going to do. I'm going to make a copy for admit students and give it another name, student profile. So here, save it, the student profile, right click, go here, and this one, instead of the save button, I will do away with it. You don't want it. Then here, instead of upload picture, you make it change picture, yes. So instead of upload picture, make it change picture. Go to data and data entry, no, the addition to no, yes. So when we come here, you can see that yes, the student is here, the student is here. So let me close it, save it, yes. So now we go to all students. So when we go to all students, then we bring a button here. Let me open this one small. Bring a button here that will send us. So go to open form operation, open form, go to next. Then what form are we to open? We want student profile, go to next. open the form and find the specific data to display. Open form to show. No, we want specific. So the student that the button is against, which we click, it will show only that student. So now what we want, student ID and student ID. Yes. So this one is linking. If the student's ID they are the same, it will bring only that student. Go to next, and this one we want a picture. Yes, a picture. This is what the picture will show. So now we go to next and finish. Good. This is finish. Good. So here you can write something here. Profile. You add it to it. So just copy the format here and paste. Yes. So here we can change the color to white and the border to color. This one is not white here. This is the white color. Yes. So that is it. Now let's check it and see. But before then, let me save it in order not to create any disaster here. Okay, let me close it and open it again. So here, this is the first one, Kofi and San. You click, here he comes. Close it. The next one, Adwa. Yes, here she comes. The next one is what? Ajubi Kete. Yes, here she comes. So that is it. That is it. If you want any information, you get it. You get it. Now let me close this one. The next, now that we are done with the students, we are going to deal with the payment. We are going to deal with the payment. But for the payment, you go and create a new form. So this one we are going to data, then payment. Go to add. So this one, payment ID, student ID. We'll deal with them and bring it here. This one we are going to make it a tabular. So the layout, we're going to make it tabular and bring it here. Like we did for the rest, the same thing we are to do. Go to data addition. Yes, we want to include addition. Then data entry. Yes, we want to include data. Then the record selector, you don't want the scroll, you want vertical and come to other current records. Yes, so let's view it and see. Is this is it? This is it. Now let's close, save it as payment subform. Okay, so now we will go to the student form, like admit student. You just copy and just give it a name, student payment. Go to OK. So here, come to student payment, you right click, go to design view. Now the design view, you don't want, okay, the student ID is needed, the first name, last name, date of birth. You don't need date of birth here. Class, okay, the class, we need it. Guardian name, relationship, and the rest, you don't need all these things here. So first name, last name, student picture. This one, let me do away with this, and the save button too, we don't need it here. The picture, this one, let me reduce the picture. We don't need the upload here. Okay, so what we are going to do next is to bring the payment subform here. Bring it here. Do away with. Okay, now let me so here let me view it and we see. Yes, so here since there's no student here, it means nobody has made a payment. Now let's go to design view. We have to connect the payment subform to the student subform. So since they've been linked together, since they've already been linked together, when we come to the data, link master field, we have student ID and link child student, they've been linked already together. What we want to do is that, like here, if a student comes to pay a fee, how are we going to find the student and pay? That's what we are coming to do here. All right, so here, before we can accept payment, we have to search for a student. So we are going to create a text box here. Go to the text box, we click on it, and we click here. Let me do away with this one, then to bring it down a bit, adjust it, the size and length you want. Okay, this one, let me go to the medium, the font size the same 12, black, and fit it. Yes, so here's where we are going to use to search for the student. Give it a name, tst search, and give it you add a button to do the search. So I will cancel it. Give it a name, search button. Then this one you can just the caption come to say search. Good. Now that is it. So here we change the color to white. I've always been doing. Then the font 12, just like, then good. So here you just right click or go to the events, you double click on the click, then go to click on the 3 dot there. Now to enter our code. So here you go to me.filter is equal to, so we are going to filter the student. That's first name, like, and me dot the test search, and or this one, it means we can search either by first name, by last name. Yes, so we are going to repeat that one for the last name. Last name like me.tst search. So when we are done, we want to find the first, last, and all right. So when we are done, the next one is me.filter on is equal to true. So now we are done, and let's go and try to see. We check whether there's error in the code. Now let's close this one and see. So here you just type Amma, just search good. Amma is here. So Amma is here. It means we are going to see the student ID. This one is 6 and this one is what? 6. Yes, this one is 6, this one is 6. The changes we made to the student table, we have to go and make the same change. That's the format in which we want the student ID to appear, like the 4 or 5 zeros we added. You can go back and do the same. So this one, Amma, let me change the name. The next one is what? Kofi. So when I press search, Kofi has been shown. Yes, Kofi has been shown. Since Kofi has paid some amount, you can see his bills shown here. Yeah, so that is it. That is it. But we have to do with the balance, because there's nothing showing here to show the total amount the student paid and the amount the student owes. We are going to work with that. Let me close this one. We are going to create a form. We can use the form design or form wizard. So let's go to the form wizard. We come to the payment. This one is tables. We want the queries. So payment query. Then what we need is the sum of bill amount and sum of amount paid and the balance. So here go to next. Then we want it to be columnar. Next, finish. Good. So here this one, 2 people have made a payment. So the first one, the bill amount was this, the amount paid and the balance. Go to next. Yes, 2 people have made the payment. Go to design view. As for the bill amount, we can keep it or we can do away with it. We can keep it or we can do away with it. Let's maintain it. Go to layout, make it stack. And this time we go to I want us to go to the medium. Yes, and here the control pattern want us to make it none. Yes, so that it will be packed. Come to the font 12, the same thing that we want, and we click size to fit. So here I have to make the adjustment here. So here will be, don't want the sum here, bill amount. Then here too will be amount paid, and the balance too will come. Let me reduce this one. Do away with it. I'm going to do away with the headers and the footers because I don't need them. Okay, so here I want us to add another layer to it. We go to format, then we come to the special effect. Here is flat, so we can click and select sunk. Yes, then we come to the form. Here, let me make it italic. Then we come to the form. So the form, you go to record selector. No, this one, let me make it thin. No, we don't want any of these things. Come to none. All right, then you have to lock it. Come to data. No, you have to lock it. Yes, then you can view it. See, this is it. But let me expand this one a bit, and let me make this one bold. Yes, let me close it. Now let's go back to the payment, student payment. Where is it? Yes, student payment. Open it. Now we bring the how did we save it? Payment query. Oh, let me change the name. Balance. Yes, so now just bring it here, up here. Okay, I think here is okay. So now you come to the format. The border style, we want it to be transparent, and the so the border style will be transparent, and let's check. Okay, so the link to it has been linked already. Now let's view it and see. So here you have Kofi here. Let me search Kofi. Kofi is here, and the details of the bills he has paid are showing here. Now let's go to design view. So let me increase this one a bit. Yes, so that the payment type can. Okay, so that is it. But let me work here. Let me work on this one small. So you have to get closer here. Okay, this one is okay. And come to format, and under format you type at semicolon, then quotation, give it search. Yes, now you go to format. Okay, let's view and see. Good, the search is here. Search is here. So when you click, it goes. When you click, it goes. But when we type like Kofi like this, I want us, when we press enter, it shows. So now this one is not showing. You are going to work on it. Double right click. Then you click on the search. Go to other, come to default, double click to change it to yes. So now let's try and see. This one is Kofi. Press enter and it's here it is. I want us to also get a button to clear everything. So we go here and create, we just add another button. This one, let me copy and paste, bring it here, say clear btn, go to format, say clear. So right click, go to build events, code builder. Then this one, what are we going to do? You are going to enter this one, short code, this one, the me txt search dot value is equal to then me dot requery. All right, this is it. Now let's go and see. Yes, I want to save it. Let's go and see. Let me close it and open it. So here is what. Now when I go to the clear, okay, this one is done, but this one is gone, but the data is still there. Yes, we have to work on it. What we are going to do is, when we cleared, it cleared only the search box, but the rest it didn't clear. So what we are going to do is, after clearing, we have to tell the table that the form that we are to go to a new record. So clear everything in it. So let's go back, design view, then select border. So here, when this one is done, instead of main.requery, we will go to do cmd dot go to record, then go to AC new record, AC new record. So that is it, we are done. Let's go and try and see. So here, let me close it and open it. So here we search Kofi, press enter, and we clear it. Yeah, it is gone. It's gone. You search Amma, clear enter, and it is gone. So that is it for the student or the payment form. Payment form. We are done. What we are going to do, or what we are going to create, is the we are going to create for the query, create accounting, billing, payment. All right. Now the student form, the student profile. Let me go to the design view. This one we are not going to use the data source. We are not going to use the students, but we are rather going to use the student extended query. Student extended query. So we go to the student extended query. Then when we come to the add existing, we're going to add the age. The age here, yes, the age here, so that you see the student's age. This one is what, 16. The age here is what, 16. But yeah, so that is it. The age here is what, 16. And when we go to the tab order, we go to auto, and we bring okay. So the student age, since that one is auto calculated, we are going to log that one too. So go to students, double click, and data log, no, yes, and that is it. So we save it and we are done. We come to payment query, payment depth, yes. So the payment start form, we are going to duplicate it. There's the payment start form. Here is it. Going to copy and just give it a name, payment history. Payment history, go to OK. So the payment, will right click, go to the design view. So here the data source, instead of payment, you go to payment query. Payment query. Yes. And the payment query, go to add existing. We have student ID, but I don't have payment ID. So the student payment ID will go. Then we have first name, the date, time, and the rest. They are not in it. So you see all those with this sign, it means they are not in it. That's why I'm deleting them. So the first name will be here. The last name will be here. The class, I just dragging and dropping. And the sum of bill amount will be here. Amount paid, no, amount paid will be here. The next item will be balance, will be here. The term and the year will be here. So all the rest, you don't need them, just delete them. Yes, you don't need them. Now let's do some adjustment here. The student ID, you have admission number, then first name, last name. Let me increase the first name and the last name, since some students their names are long. So go to widest. The class, let me reduce the class. So here too, that will be the bill amount, amount paid, balance, the term, the year to, let me reduce it. The term to, I have to reduce it. Okay, so that is it. Let me go and view and see. So here we have payment history, only one person. No, there are more than one. Then you have to go to the property form. Instead of single form, you choose continuous form. Then the scroll. Okay, so let's view and see. Yes, so here comes the payment. Let me add the title here. This one, the top, I want it to be 2. So the title will be payment history. Then go to format, black, bold, 14. Good. So that is it. Good. That is it. We are done with the payment history. Since this one is hiding out from here, let me do with the headings. This one, all right. And so here we can just, when we click here, all will show. Yes, all will show here. But we can make some adjustments. As for the admission number, yes, like I said, you can go and do the changes. So let's go to the design view. This one, I have to reduce it. So the first name and the last name, I have to reduce their sizes, narrow. All right, so come back here and change. Yes, so now I think it's okay for now. Let's save it. This one is the same thing, since this one and the bill debt, the payment debt query, they are the same. I'm going to copy and paste. This one will be payment bill query. Okay, so just right click, go to the design view, and here we go to the data and change it to payment debt. Yes, this one is debt instead of bill. I have to make changes to it. So we go to view, and this one is showing everything that is there, which is yes. And this one, payment debt, not bill. Debt query. All right, so we are done with it. Now the expenses. Okay, so the accounting, so the accounting, we are going to create a table for the accounting. Go to table design, then this one, you make it the accounting. Yes, the accounting. Go to add column, the term, the year, the balance. So here you drag it here, and we are going to make it the layout. We are going to make it stacked, and the arrangement, this will make it white. Yes, and you change the font. This one, since it is accounting, let's make it 14 black, and let me make it to fit. So here, come to the size again, to the shortest. Yes, so that it will be so here, the payment, we have the term. Here we have the year, amount paid, amount spent, and the balance. Good. So let me open it small. The term and the year will be the amount paid, amount spent, and the balance. The balance will be here. So the balance, I want it to take the entire. This one, I'll right click, go to merge, say merge. Yes, and I'll center it. Make the balance bold and even bigger. Make the balance say 18. Good. So this is the this is it. So here I'll make it italic. This one too. Make this one to italic. Yes, I'll increase this one. should be the same size. Good. Give it new view, and that is it. So here, let me add border header and change the color. I've been using the same color, so I don't want to make any changes to it. And this one to just give it the same color, and good. So here you have to just add the header or the title, accounting. Black, bold. Good. Now we come to format. No, don't want any of these. Come to other. Yes. So this one, since we don't want anybody to tamper with it, so we are going to lock it, and yes, lock this one too. Yes, so come here. This is it. So here is the accounting form. And let me save it. Accounting. All right, so that is it. So I think we are done the accounting bill query, the payment debt payment query, student extended template, and yes, I think we are done. The expense, have we done for the expenses? Add expenses, all expenses. Okay, so we are done with the tables that we need, and the next video or the next tutorial, and I think that's going to be our last tutorial, is going to be how to create main form or a navigation form so that we can put all these tables on one side and be at one place and go wherever we want on the database. So please, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly subscribe, like, share, click on the notification bell for future tutorials. Until we meet again, please take care and bye-bye. This is the part 4 and the final part of how to create MS Access database under School Database Management System. Today we are going to create the main form where you will stand at one place and access all the parts, the tables and the forms from our database system. In part 1 we created the tables, part 2 we did the queries, and part 3 we created the forms. So this final part we are to create the main form. So let's get started. We will come up here and go to create. Then we come to navigation. You click on it, and here we have different types of navigations. The first one is horizontal tabs. That one, if you want the tabs to be horizontally at the top, or vertical tabs, if you want it to be, this one is vertical left. If you want the tabs to be left vertically or vertical right, if we want the tabs to be right vertically, this one too, horizontal tabs, 2 levels. This one, it means the tabs will be, the main one will be at the top, and the sub tab will be just under it. Then the next one, horizontal tabs and vertical tabs left. This is what we will use. The next one too is the opposite, like horizontal and vertical right. But we are going to use horizontal tabs and vertical tabs at the left. Let's click on it and wait for it to open. Yes, so here the horizontal tabs, these are the main tabs. So for our forms, the forms we created, I've grouped them into, I think, 5. The first one will be the classes. The second one, the bills. So under classes, there will be add class, all classes. The bills, there will be add bill type, all bill type, add bills and all bills, expenses, payment and students. So these are the main tabs we are going to use. So here the first one will be what? Classes. So just classes, you press enter. Then the next one is going to be bills. Press enter. The next one is going to be expenses. Press enter. The next one is going to be payments. Press enter. The next one is going to be students. Press enter. So these are the 5 tabs that we are going to use, the main tab that we are going to use. But I want to make some adjustments here. When we add the class, the bill should come, but the students should come. You have to add students because before we can do payment, then expenses. Yes, so here I will go to properties. Yes, I'll go to properties. Then after bills, then students, here should be students. So we'll come to caption. Then we change it to students. Press enter. Then after students, payments should come. Payments, all right. Then before expenses. Good. So these are the 5 main tabs that we have created. We are going to the sub tabs. So when you click on any of the tabs, the sub tab will open. So we are starting with the classes. The first sub tab will be add class. Add class, press enter. It's saying when I just gave it a name, automatically it has loaded the add class table, add class form that we created. Then go to all classes. All class. This is the beauty of using a navigation form. This all classes. So when I added the all classes, you could see that it has automatically loaded the class. The next one, we are going to the bill main tab. Then under the bill sub tab, we are going to give it a name, add bill type. When you press enter, automatically it loads the bill type form. The next one is add all bill types. Press enter. It didn't show. Why? When we come here, we have all billing type. Yes, the spelling is different, so it should be all billing type. Press enter. All billing type, but all billing, there's no S to. Let me clean it. Press enter. Yes, here comes the billing form, and the next one is add bills. You click on it, add bills, press enter. This one, so let me check it for add bill. So there's no S here. By the names, we can work on it, don't worry. So press enter, then that one is loaded. Then the next one is all bills. You click here. all bills. Press enter. Yes, so we are done with the bills main tab. The next one is the students. We are going to the students main tab. You come to add new. Then the first item on the student is add student. Press enter. This one too, it didn't show. Let's go to the forms and see how we named. Instead of add student, it is what? Admit student. So instead of add, you say admit. All right. Then the next item is going to be all students. Select it. Then you go to all students. Press enter. That's it. Then the next item, we are done with the students. We are going to payment. So payment, under the payment, we have add payment. Press enter. Then the next item is payment history. Press enter. The next item is going to be payment debt. Press enter. Payment debt didn't show, so let's go and check and see. We have payment debt history. That's this one. So we have to payment debt history. Press enter. Yes, it is loaded. We are done with the payments. So the last one we are going to work on is the expenses. Click on expenses. Then the first item under expenses is what? Add expenses. Press enter. The next one too is going to be all expenses. Press enter. And the last item is going to be accounting. Press enter. Accounting too didn't show, so let's see. Accounting, this one, the C is 2 here, the C is 1, so let's do the correction. 1C. All right, so these are the tabs that we will need. What is left is for us to do some adjustment to it so that it looks a bit professional and nice. But before then, let's view it and see. You click here, and this is how our form, our main form will be. So if you go to class, add class, or then all classes, bills, add bill, or bill type, billing type, then add bill or bills. Come to students, then admit students, all students, payment, payment history, payment debt history, then the expenses, add expenses, all expenses, then the accounting. So that is it. Now let's go to the design view and do some adjustment here. You right click, go to design view, then here you can add, if you want to add a picture, you can add a picture. So you come to the property here, come to picture, you click on the 3 dots, then you go to where your picture is. Go to pictures, let me add this one. Okay, and you see when I added the picture, the image it has taken, it is more than the size of the container. So we will come to size mode here, we click, you use the drop down, then you use stretch. So when you use stretch, you can see that it is now fit perfectly as you want. You come to the name, give it a name. Give it a name. My school database system. Let me do adjustment to the text. Let me use the Calibri, make it bold, and Let me increase the size here a bit. I'm using the shift plus down arrow key. Okay, so here I'll come to arrangement, then control margin. I'll choose medium, then the format I'll make it bold, and I'll make it let me make it black. Yes, the background here to let me make it white, and I'll select all these and push it yes, I'll push it here. Then I'll select all the main tabs. I'll press shift as I click on them. Then I come to right click. Let me right click first, go to fit to size. By looking at this one, it is too small. In that case, I'll undo it and rather use the shift key. Yes, and this one here too is a bit smaller, so I will increase it a bit. Yes, this one is okay, and here I will increase this one to the size. I'll use the shift and make it white, then the font will be black. Let's go to let's view it and see. Yes, so let's go to design view again, come to bills, the same thing, or better still, I used the shift key. The classes, I use the shift key and the arrow down, but when we come to the height is 0.635. In order for uniformity, I'll copy this one. So when I come to bills, I'll select all, then go to the height and Control V to paste, so the height will be the same. Then I click here to be white, then black. Let's go to the students, add students, all students, height, copy, I'll paste, then I'll change the background, then the font to black. Let's do the same to all the tabs, white, black, the height. I'll paste, Control V, just use Control V to paste. Then the expenses, I'll select all, then change the background color, font color, this one is background color white, font color black. Then the height, I'll make it Control V. All right, now let's come here too. I'm going to make the tabs. The tabs color, I'm going to make them black. Then make the font white. And there's a blue line here. There's some blue line here, which I don't want it. So I'll come to arrangement, go to pattern, say none. Alright, now let's view it and see how it looks like. Yes, the blue color, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want it here, so I have to get rid of it. Let's go to design view, and this here too, I want to make this side black. All right, So let's see. I think let's maintain the white. I'll go to undo. Yes. So now what the blue I'll click and right click, go to let me right click and go to the layout. Layout here. Go to remove layout. Then I have to make sure let's wait it and see. Yes. So now the blue line is off. The blue line is what? Off. But for the arrangement of the text here, let me change the background so that it will be a bit professional. So I'll select this one, the background. Let me make it something like, let me use this color. And make the font white. Let's try and see. So this one, when it gets here, that one is, it depends on your preference. The way you want it to be, then you make it. I think this one is okay. So let's go to design view and change. This one is the class, the bills to. Let's do same to all the other sub tabs. Now students, now going to by seeing when we were doing the students, the students tab was selected, the main tab was selected. So when I change the color, it has affected this one. We'll do the correction, don't worry. But for now, we are doing the payment. So you change it. Because payment wasn't selected, that's why the color didn't affect it. So when you come to pay, let's go to expenses. So from there, we will come and do the correction for the students. So expenses. As for the students, we want you to be black. Yes, we want you to be black. So what we are going to do, like, let me view it. When we click on classes, you see there's nothing is showing. Though we have add class, all classes, but there should be a prompt to tell you that this is the tab you are on. I come to the bills. So here, like when I click on the class, unless maybe you look at the vertical tabs, then you see that you are dealing with classes, or when you come up here, add class. But the tab should be highlighted. The tab in which we will be working in, it should be highlighted, and that's what we are going to do. So go to the design view and select all the main tabs. Click on shift as you'll be selecting them. So you come to hover color. Hover color is mean like when you hover the mouse or you put the cursor over the tab, the color should change. So what color do you want it to change? You want it to change to let's say, let me choose this color. Then press color. When we press it, what color do we want it to be? We want it to be like the same color as the vertical tabs. Then we come to hover for color. That's the text. When we put it, we hover on it. We want the text to be black, and press for color to when it becomes the color like the vertical. We want the text to be what? White. Yes. So let's try and see. Now class is selected. See the same class, the same color. Bills is selected. So this one will let us know that this is the tab we are working on. This is the tab we are working on. All right, so this is how the main form is like, but I want to position the name. It's like the name is too big. Let me customize it well. The name, let me make it is too 18 is too big. Let me make maybe 16 will do. And here let me bring this one closer a bit. Yes, so let's go to the view. Yeah, let me undo it and maintain this position. I think this position is okay. All right, so this is the main form, navigation form. So if you go to add class, and the add class, we have to work on it so that just like the classes, the main tabs, just as we did the over and the press, we should do the same to the vertical tabs. But it looks like the over is not, like the color is not good. Let's change the color, the hover color. Let's change it. Go to the design view, then let's select all the tabs. Then we go to the hover color. Let's choose white. The press color, that one is okay. Then over 4 color is black, is okay. So let's see. Yes. All right, so this one is okay. So for now, this is the main navigation form. You can manage the database from one side. But let me, like I said, the vertical tabs, that is the sub tabs, let's go and work with them. You select all. Then we come to over color. This one we will choose the same white. Over color, we want it to be white. Press color, that one let's choose black. Just as. Then over 4 color, that's if it is white, the 4 color, when we put the mouse on it, the text should be black, the background should be white and the text should be black. Over black, then this one too, it should be white. Yes, so let's try that one too and see. It's like it's not working. Let's go back and all right, so that one we did it for the expenses. It means we have to do for the rest, and it's only the expenses that is working, so we have to do for the rest. Let's go to the design view. The expenses selected. Let's go to payment. Then go to payment. Select all the tabs using shift, then you click. Then we go to press 4 color. Now I want it to be white. Yes. Over 4 color. The 4 color, you want it to be, when we hover it, the 4 color should be white. Then press color, when we press it, it should be black. And the over color, when we hover it, it should be white. Okay, let's see. Payment. Yeah, no, the over 4 color should be black. Yes, the over 4 color should be black because we made it white. That's why it is mixed with the 4 color, the back color. So we select that one. The add new is not included. That's why when that one is selected, nothing is showing, because that one is not added. We've not added anything to it. So we come to over color. When we hover on it, we want the background to be white. Then when we press on it, when we press the press color, when we press on it, we want, when we press, they want the background to be what? Black. Yes. When we press, the press color is the background color. The hover color is when you hover on it. Like when you put the cursor on it, that's the background color. When you press on it, that's the background color. Now let's go and change the font, the text color. Hover for color. So when we hover on it, it becomes white. So when it becomes white, the text should be black. And when we press for color, when we press on it, the background will be black. So when the background becomes black, the text should be white. So that one is okay. Now let's go to students so that we do all at a time. Let's go to students. Click on students. Come to hover color. Hover color. When we hover, it should be white. When we press, the background should be black. Now hover for color. When we hover, the background should be black. Then press for color. When we press, the background should be the font should be white. Yes, the font should be white. So let's go to bills. The bills tool. Let's select all. When we hover, we put the cursor on it, the background should be white, and when we press on it, the background should be black. When we hover on it, the text color should be black, and when we press on it, the text color should be what? White. Then the classes. This one we are repeating the same thing. Hover, background should be white. Press, background should be black. Now hover, text should be black. Press, text should be white. Yes. So let's go. You seen? Yes. So when we come to the bills is not working. We'll go and fix it. The students, yes, students is working. Payment is working. Expenses is what? Is working. Leave the bills. So let's go and fix the bills. Come to the bills. Select the vertical tabs. Alright, select vertical tabs. Then we come to hover color. When we hover, the background should be white. When we press, the background should be black. Then here, when we hover, the font color should be black. And when we press, the font color should be white. Since yes. So now let's check it and see. So bills. Yes, now it's working. Now it's working. So now that we are done with our main form, but I want us to create a space here at the left side because the vertical tabs are too close to the edge of the form. So let's go to the design view. I'll select everything. Then I'll use the arrow key to change or to push the form the right side. Now let's view and see. Alright, I think this is okay. And there's nice, but there's a border. Black border, which I want us to take it off. Go to the design view. So we come to format, then outline, make it transparent. So let's see. Good. So now when we come to all classes, bills, all bill type, add bill, students, all students. So here let's go to the profile and see. Yes, this is the profile. When you close it, this is the profile. So you can change the picture. When you click on change picture, you can change the picture of your choice. Click on close, and that is it. But for the border, if you still want it to come, go to design view, then the border, you come to format, outline, you can choose ash color. It's not coming. Let's change the color. Come to the format, outline, let's choose this one and see. So all right, so this is it. You can decide to choose a color, you can decide to leave it. But let's go to the design view. The color, I prefer only the main or the main page. You don't want a border for the tabs, the horizontal and the vertical tabs. So let's go to the design view. Then here, select this one. The outline, go to transparent. Select this one too. The outline, go to transparent. So let's see. Good. So I think this okay. It's okay, and this is it. So now that we are done with the main form, we want the main form to show anytime you open our database. We want the main form to show anytime we open our database. So let's go to, but before then, let's go to the design view. Then let me push this one up. There's a space here. So let's go to, when we go to the design view, there's a form. So we go to the event, go to unload. That's when the form loads. We click on the three dots here. One code builder. We click OK. And here we just enter one line of code. That's do CMD maximize. So anytime the form is open, it should maximize. So now we come to, let's open and see whether it will do so. It didn't. So let's go back again. We come to other, then pop up, we change it to yes. So let's open it and see. Now it has taken over the entire space or entire screen of our computer. So here we can manage the form at one place. Let's go to the design view, and now we want, anytime you open this our database, we want the form, we want the main form to show. But before then, we have not saved our work. Let's save it. I'll right click and go to save. I'll give it a name, main form. Save it. So let me close it. So now we want, like I said, we want the form, the main form to be open anytime we open our database. So we go to file, then we come to options. You wait for it, then we come to current database, then display form. Here you click on it and you select main form, and the application title, you click here and you give it a name, my school database system. Press on OK. It says you close it, and you should close it and open it, and you see. So we are going to close it and open it. Close it, then here is it. You open it again. It's saying that is it. So when you open it, there's what you see, and come to classes, add class, all classes, bills, come to add bill type or billing type, add bills, all bills, then come to students, come to payment, expenses. By looking at the vertical tabs, that is the sub tabs, you can see that some of the names, like when we come to payment, add payment, this is payment history. The history is hidden, the debt too is hidden. We can work with it. So let's go to the design view, come to payment. When we check the caption here, we have payment history, but this one is hidden. We have two options. We can either maximize the size of the tab, or we can give it a short name. All work. So which one do we prefer? Do we have to give it a short name, or like the payment, we can make it history? Then this one to the payment debt history, we can just make it debt, or better still, we can select it, use the shift key plus the down arrow to make it the tab big enough to contain all the text. Let's view it and see. So the payment, yes, we have payment history, we have history, a payment debt history. When you click on it, those who are owing, and the history too, we can do it. And which of the two you prefer? You want the tab to be big, or maybe as for you want your tabs to be uniform, so you want the sizes to be the same. In that case, you can shorten the name, or you can make it the tab as big as you want. And the last thing I will add, you see, when we open the form, since the class is the, okay, let me close this. Yes, let me close it and open it again. You see, because the classes is the first tab, anytime you open it, the classes is shown, and the first sub tab, that's add class, is shown. But sometimes maybe you may have to, you want to put a picture as your welcome screen, as a welcome page. You have a design that you want it to appear first before you even go to the tabs to show your tabs and the sub tabs. That one will be in another lesson. But to make this lesson simple and easy to understand, I'll end here. So in our next video, I'll design another main form where you can do all sort of things. This one we use the navigation form to design this form, but there's a way we can design our own from the scratch. So this brings us to the end of how to create MS Access database and the school database management system. Please, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly subscribe to the channel, like, share, and click on the notification bell for a future upload. If you have any question, any suggestion, anything that you want, please put them at the comment section and I'll be glad to respond to it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching till this time. Until we meet again, take care and bye bye.